Journey with me to a vast land, something you never seen, just was thought about, yo, proper plan. I don't know what racism is, I mean, so many colors out here. Yo, what is that? I don't know. Looks similar to me though, yo, but the feelings is not neutral, they way out there. I'm trying to game with them, I'm trying to sit next to them, learn something. Yo, they told me that we was the children sent here to perfect the world, the boys and the girls growing up to grown women, kings and things. I mean, yo, y'all understanding the building, the scripture of your knowledge, right? To get your knowledge right, then you can polish sight, show them things though they never observed. I mean, they never thought that they could push off of the curve, sit there in the executive. It's more than just suits and ties. It's more about setting the feelings. Yo, we're taking our children across the globe. I mean, oceans, yo, enjoying the fruits of our labor. Is you my neighbor? You better be glad you is, because I'm in big buildings. I mean, 3.5 established, kid. We ain't knocking nothing. We just showing y'all what talent is. Shit, the talents is all on the bird, the falcon. Yo, I fly. Yeah, I got nerve. I'm supposed to. I'm here in Grand Champ. I'm trying to show you, expose you to reality and what it gave to me. I mean, so many fans I never knew I would meet or greet. They winked the eye at the chief, let me know that the mission was complete. Yo, I didn't even have to speak. I just maintained myself, yeah, regrained myself, changed my shelf. Yeah, I slipped on the words, but y'all understanding the finishing. Yo, it's ultimate with the established business that we come through, exposing to y'all, I mean, showing y'all more than what you ever thought you would see. Yo, they hating on the truth, but they ain't knowing it's me. I mean, I came to the scene, pioneer, yeah, letting it glow, shining what I'm showing y'all for show. The vibration, the light, yeah, the thought that came down, turned into what y'all see now. Yo, y'all better pick them flowers and smell them. Take a chance to understand where y'all heading.
I had to bless this one with that. Sometimes I outdo myself. People like, I wouldn't even don't know. That wouldn't even make one. Vibrational hip hop is a lot different than hip hop we're used to. It's a feeling. That's why I don't write anything. I'm not doing this for you guys. I mean, when it comes to me rhyming, that's just vibrational. I mean, it's something that has to be said over the pattern of beat that I'm picking. It is what it is. I didn't choose it. Always remember, music was made before the music industry. So what the music industry is doing to music has nothing to do with music. Always remember that. Anyway, peace and love, everybody. The Minority Report. And don't get it confused. This is actually a celebrational video. This ain't no sad video. This is a great video. You know what I'm saying? Pop a bottle. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you could make it. If you can't watch it yet, can't wait till you see it later, man. It's just so awesome. Fabulous. So, the Minority Report. Are Black Americans really minorities? I don't know. First things first, let's go to this movie. And let's just get the nitty gritty of what it was about. So, in a nutshell, the breakdown of this movie is based on a story by famed science fiction writer. Keep that in mind. Philip K. Dick. Terrible name. Minority Report is a action detective thriller set in Washington, D.C. in 2054. That's not even that far away. Where police utilize a psychic technology to arrest and convict murderers before they commit their crimes. Tom Cruise plays the head of this pre-crime unit and is himself accused of the future murder of a man he hasn't even met yet. Keep in mind, this is made by Steven Spielberg, same one who made Color Purple. Now, most people are going to be like, well, you're kind of using a play on words. That's not really what that means. I don't know if you can necessarily say that. See, I was just looking at it. I was just looking, just thinking. And what I noticed was in the 60s, we don't have to have that right now. In the 60s, these black people, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm sorry, these Negro Americans, keep that in mind. We're talking about the people in America. They do this political movement called Civil Rights Act. And from this, they gain capital to, go into establishments, can't be discriminated, line of work, all that type of stuff. But it wasn't just for them. It was for homosexuals. It was for any foreigner and anybody with any religious background. Oh, and women. Also remember that. Women too. So think about it. One group got rights for foreigners, women, homosexuals, and any religious denomination. Now, how could you get all of that power from a group with no power? Or a group that's a minority? When we make up 44 million, how are we not a minority? Well, that's when we delve in the past and ask some questions. Always remember, Italians and Irish were hung in the Alabama South. They were killed too. Don't get it confused. But for some weird reason, that plight is not shared with the world. It's a certain group. That's supposedly a minority. But how? Were the Jews killed off in Germany or were they killed off in America? Jews have been persecuted against in America. That's not what I asked. Were the Jews killed off in Germany or did that happen in America? It happened over there. What about the Spanish person that comes to America? Were they killed off over here? Or are they not even from here? The Latinos. Latino is not claiming Indian. They're claiming conquistador. They're claiming Spanish. Well, they did, enslave them in America, North America. I'm not talking about Mexico, Guatemala, Chile, Peru. I'm not talking about none of that. They didn't even have no rights until they came up here. Remember, the Spanish people don't get rights until the 70s, like 1976 is when they start getting their. What about the Hindu style? What about them? How could a group be a minority and during the Great Depression they killed them off or, tried to kill them off, run them away from the crops and the land to make their ends meet, to make their money meet? You think the whole world bailed out America? There's a couple cats we owe. Kind of still owe a little bread too. Some England cats. I'm not denying that. But the majority of that money that got us out of the Great Depression came from the same land and from a segregated group of people. Here's another weird thing. After slavery, you were the minority here. Now, to me, this is just to me, I feel you were always the minority here and you were never short-stacked. So how all of a sudden are you short-stacked now? Let's say it like this. What if it turns out that you're not a minority because you're an American? You're not even a foreigner. You're the only person from here. Even the Native American is a Siberian. They're not from here. Only you are from here. Mr. and Mrs. 50,000 patents. Mr. and Mrs. getting them to the moon if they ever went. Mr. and Mrs. the fastest, most talented. The fucking the underdog of all underdogs. You have been beat, lynched, hung, shot, sabotaged, led astray, disarray. Everything you can think of, they have done to you. And like Freddy Krueger said in part 6, you just keep on ticking. People don't believe in God. That's great. Don't believe in a dramatic word that means gut. That is fine. But what about higher calculations? What about the connection between the sperm and the egg? You didn't create that. You didn't even create the sperm in your body, nor the eggs in hers. Oh, we're just here? Well, if that's the case, why are you so different? Oh, we're all one human family. Okay, well, why are some of you considered attractive and some of you ugly? Why are some of you tall and some of you short? Why do some of you have red hair and some of you have brown hair? Why do some of you have green eyes and some of you have hazel eyes? We could be here all day. There's a lot of diversity. Even, and not to sound perverted, but even the shapes and looks of private parts. All penises don't look the same, and neither do all vaginas. All breasts don't look the same. They even come in different sizes. Now that's just humans. About all the different animals. It just is. I know I'm getting too deep. That's for another conversation. So you're the most here after slavery because you've always been the most here. You supposedly are killed off during the I always say it's my favorite thing to bring up. Reconstruction era. Also, during the 50s, 40s, and 30s, we talk about the big lynching, people getting killed. But they've already done the numbers. And altogether, it's like 5,000. Oh, that's the only one they reported. Missing my point. Pip squeaks. Only 5,000. Okay, you're responsible for 50,000 patents. Everybody mimics you, even if they don't respect what you do. Even if they don't respect what you do, they don't give us praise. They don't give us our props. Whatever. Remember, Eminem's the greatest rapper. Elvis Presley's king of rock and roll. Ain't that a bitch? You motherfuckers, man. Shout out to 50 Cent. It's like, but you bastards didn't create this stuff. No, the best. Everybody's influenced by you, even if they don't respect you. Everybody copies your style. I believe that there is more Negro Americans here than they tell. And I believe that a lot of you are hidden under status of either Spanish, Native American, white. Yes, there are some of you like right damn near white motherfuckers that front over claim to be white. Some of you claim to be Jewish. I'm not talking about the one drop rule. I'm talking about just like with the discussion about going from Black African American to American Indian. It's the same thing. It's like, wait a minute. Say the information you were given is inaccurate. Like being a minority. It's you they gun for, bro. They're not talking about no fucking Hindu prosecution. They barely bring the Jews up. They damn sure ain't talking about the Latinos. The Latinos should be so pissed off at the Democrats, period, because they don't never really get any recognition. They never really talk about y'all. And when they talk about y'all, they say 2 words. They'll say, "Como estás?" Yeah. I ate burritos this morning. It's always some racist shit referring back to food. They don't really respect y'all at all. And that's why where do they keep y'all? Working in the kitchens, and building little taco shops and shit like that. Why you think you do that? See, I'm gonna teach everybody in this one. This is a good video, but I'm stressing the fact that a lot of the American Negroes are hidden under these foreign names, and those are the minorities, which makes you included in the minority group. See, the actual movies about people crying before they happen, Orwellian shit, thought police. You know what I'm saying? You can't even think about doing something because that's what you're gonna do. No. Let's just take the word minority. And let's just report on the fact that I don't believe the Negro American, Black American. I don't believe you're a minority at all. You hold too much fucking weight. They keep you on their courts. They keep you on their field, on the football field, the basketball court. They keep you around. They keep you in the rap game. Even if they say Eminem's the greatest, they keep you around. Here's another thing. They're mainly only talking to you. They talk that people of color shit all they want. You ain't never seen no Latino lives matter. Asian lives matter. They didn't push it to the degree that they pushed you. It's always you, and you be out there in numbers. Be a gang of inner city youth, rioting downtown. It's a gang of you. When they trying to deport the Spanish people, that's the only time you maybe see them come in numbers like, yo, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? How could you do this? But other than that, no, it's you. So for somebody that's a minority in this place, you sure do have a lot of influence. I'm not talking about like the Jews where you're controlling everything, creating what you want people to be influenced by. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they keep you as the Bojangles. You stay out there. So how are you a minority if you're the main one being seen? The white dude got the commercial. He has the billboard. But you pretty much have the TV. Like I said, through sports and entertainment alone, it's mainly you. Country didn't fail the fuck off. Rock and roll didn't fail the fuck off. In the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they're really putting nothing but rappers in. Shoot, Ludacris just got a star on the Walk of Fame. So it's like, it's you. 50 Cent's doing shows now, from Power to Kane, the movies, and like, it's you. Even white people like The Wire. Yeah, it was made by a white version, but who's mainly in it, too. For somebody who's a minority, for some reason, they didn't kill off that many of you during this time of killing y'all. For some reason, not really. They're like, oh, they burnt their towns. Yeah, they did, but who said y'all didn't flee? You ain't never seen Rosewood. They got away. Mr. and I forgot who Don Cheadle was, but they both lived. They made it. So it's not like people ain't never survived. You know what I'm saying? Escape from towns and survive to the next battle. Like no, that's not no fun. Ask yourself a real question. Are Black Americans really a minority? I mean, they're in every freaking major city. You see them all over. Nah, they be in slim numbers. Where are they at? It depends on where we're at. And how did you segregate, the building? Like, yeah, if you make a school where it's predominantly a white area, okay, why would it be a gang black people? But when you look at it on not only the political scale, they stay throwing black people in the mix. Not only on the entertainment scale, everybody's trying to do your dances and rap like you and act like you. How the hell are you a minority? If you have the majority influence, how are you a minority? The Jew is a minority with the majority control. They don't have majority influence. They have it on a religious tip, you can say that. But they don't have it on a societal tip. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you're not an old relic. You're not not here. You're here. How are you a minority? I think there's way more of us than they say. I think, like I said, y'all just document yourselves as other things. And that's why it looks like we're so short. But we're really not. Think about it. Give your opinions, it's kind of early in the day. Usually I think it'll be a little later. But I got off early. And I'm day off tomorrow. Just want y'all to have something to think about. Just think about it. Are Black Americans really a minority? Because you have, like, majority influence. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You have majority influence. So I don't see how, at the end, we could say we're a minority. No. We're the original Americans. Everybody else is a minority. And white people numbers really ain't as big as y'all think. They just took over states. Like, ain't nobody living in Montana except for white people and some Native Americans. That's all you're going to find out there. Okay. In the desert in Arizona, yeah, you see people in the city, but not now. No, that's how white people are majority of this. They have a bunch of fucking kids in the outskirts, and once they hit the census and count this motherfucker, yeah, there's 30 people in this one family. You keep adding it up like that. And some people talk about incest. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about making big families, doing it the way that God planned it, being fruitful. People are like, oh, that's messed up to give one woman 15 kids. Okay, get in the step woman. Get a step woman. Look, female got to keep it real, especially if he can afford it. If he can afford and he want a big family to pass on wealth and lineage, stop being stupid. Hell yeah, it could be 2 sister wives, 3 sister wives. Dog, you ain't got to go to no damn court to get married. Half y'all don't believe in God like that anyway. All you got to do is put a ring on it. Live in solidarity, peace, and respect. And build y'all empire. Stop listening to these. Oh my God. That's a whole nother conversation. But that'll also really change the minority report. But here's the thing, though. Here's another thing before I get it back. There's another thing people got to consider. Why you really aren't a minority, but you're like, there's ways of getting you. You know what I'm saying? They created gangbanging, red and blue. That's the same colors on top of the squad car, red and blue. Okay, that's the same colors in the United States flag. White dudes in the middle laughing at you, dumbass. He's like, the niggers taking my colors, red, white, and blue. Oh, that can't be. No, we've always had red, white, blue. That's not the point. The point is, he made a flag out of it. Okay, and before Crips and Bloods, there was the American flag, and it had certain colors: the red, the white, and the blue. Now, here's the thing: he's white on status. And he throws you two in this dumbass game. And like I said, that's the same colors on top of the squad car for a reason. Police are here to protect and serve against what? Criminals. Okay, what is gang? Crime. Criminal. Why out of all colors, you're not like the mafia, you're not wearing all black. Why out of all colors would you pick these two to be beefing against? And you see on one side of the squad car is a red light, and on one side is a blue light. They're Masons, dog. They're Illuminati. Y'all gotta get something out of this life. You cannot just sit around and play silly. So that's one way they kill you off. You know what I'm saying? Then you have drugs. You guys keep blaming pointless arguments. Oh, who put the drugs in our community? The pharmacy. I see you're not going butt wild for that. You motherfuckers ain't getting a bunch of prescriptions and shit. Oh, because you got to get a doctor to sign off on it. Exactly. You know why? Because that's law. The doctor doesn't want you ODing or self-medicating. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, what about you smoking and drinking? No. First of all, marijuana is now became pretty much legalized. You know what I'm saying? Let mercy. So that's the same as a beer or a cigarette. A human being has to have something to unwind with. Like, want to live a whole life sober? That's great. You're still going to die at the end of it. What does it matter? Oh, I can live a long time. Okay, you get old. But you still going to get old. You can't run like a kid no more. You can't jump rope. You can't fucking push somebody out the way of a crime scene. Like, bro, 97 years old, dog. All you do is watch the birds chirp, feed them, park, walk around with the walker, and wait to die. And that motherfucker don't get. Once you get to a certain age, especially if your significant other passed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who's to tell if you and your loved one is gonna make it, you know, the same distance together? So it's like, if they pass, it's like, man, my buddy's like, man, you know what I'm saying? But okay, say you both make it great, old, strong and long. You still gotta die, motherfucker. So, you know, growing super old, it sounds good. And I understand nobody wants to actually die. You never know what tomorrow can bring. I totally understand it. Once you ain't dying, you know what I'm saying? The tomorrow that motherfuckers talk about, that ambition shit is long over. You should have been retired. Should have been had your routine every day what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, unless you're gonna, you know, hit the stage at 90 years old and become a comedian or a rapper or do something extravagant. Pretty much the end of your testimony. But here's the thing, we don't get to live in them, right? We're getting killed off the gangs. Then you got the drugs, the ODing. And like I said, you're not doing it the pharmacy style. You're arguing about drugs being in your neighborhood, but the Rite Aid's right there. The CVS is right there. You're not arguing with them. It's still a drug. It's still doing the same performance. You just want to sell drugs that really mess people up. And you weren't supposed to be doing that, because just because somebody puts something around you doesn't mean you have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I can put a little 4-year-old around you. That doesn't mean you're going to, you know, sleep with him. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, you got to think. Just because you put drugs around you doesn't mean you got to take them or sell them. And then there's the final strike, the nail in the coffin. 19 million abortions. I mean, the American Negro got to think, like, morphing and changing your identity, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, the American Negro, I'm not talking about no foreigner. I'm not talking about no African. I'm not talking about none of that. None of that. Right here. You have to realize that there's only one reason alone that they would keep these obstacles in your way. Because you're not a minority. I mean, a majority. No, you're not a minority. You're a majority. They've just been hiding. That's why you got so much influence. To be a small group, only 12%, you have so much damn influence. It's just numbers. They're just writing it. They're just putting it on TV. Yeah, that's stats. You're only 12%. You lost your damn. So, ponder it in your heads. Get back at me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all right for people to leave a comment. You know, I ain't tripping off that. Tell me how you feel. If the American Negro is a minority, why do they have so much influence when it comes to the voting system, the psychological, societal views and, you know, outlooks? Because rock and roll, jazz, blues, hip hop, like you name it, the influence is always them. So for them to be so small, how do they have such dynamic power? You know, even with the athleticism, you know, the muscle, the stature. It's like, how is that? The vocal skills, the singing, the attitude of the women now. You know, they claim they're following black women. It's like, how does a minority have so much influence? You don't see a gang of people trying to dress like the Chinese. You don't see a gang of people trying to act like the Hindus. You don't see it. You don't see a bunch of people acting like Mexicans or Spanish people. You don't see it. But they love to act like black and white people. Just boy. Not the minority at all. They're hiding you through different names and different politics. I said ghost, motherfucker. I'm trying to leave. Jesus. I'm playing. Stream, y'all know.